Hey nerds, it's Pam from Stationery Nerd, and we are back with another Stationery Demo Desk quick review. And today we're going to look at this Designed and Done Quarterly Project Planner. So inside you have room for projects that you're working on, as well as weekly tracking pages so that you can keep track of the things that you're working on toward those projects. So it's a brand new on the market by my friend Anna Sophia. And we're going to take a close look at this planner and see how it stands up to the Stationery Nerd testing. So in order to do that, of course, we need to go to the desk. So I will see you in a flash. Okay, Designed and Done, a project planner for creative and visual thinkers. This is a quarterly format. And you can see we are in a hardcover journal. This is by Anna Sophia Designs. And I like that it's got the information about how to care for the cover. This is a soft touch hardcover. So sometimes they do get a little beat up with fingerprints and not. So she does give really nice information about how to clean the cover and maintain the matte coating. So there is a blank spot here, and my understanding is it is so that you can write what is the project that you're planning on the inside, as well as a place on the spine to be able to write, so that when it's on a bookshelf you can quickly pull the quarterly format that you need. So let's take a look inside and see how the pages look. So end papers are just plain white. Cover page where you can write your name and contact details, as well as the start and end date of your planner. And first page here is a great resource page. You have a QR code to be able to scan for additional resources, but there is a picas measurement scale, multiplication chart, fraction conversion, inches, feet, yards, meter conversion, points, picas, inches, and centimeters. Centimeters and inches. I love that there are different measurement tools all along. Let's actually test to see if they are accurate. So this is my ruler for centimeters, and it is spot on for centimeters, and it is spot on for inches. So great there. And then here we have all the different paper sizes. So we're probably most familiar with A5 and B6. So it's nice to have all of these measurements here. Let's just do a quick measurement of this. Notebook is a total of, I think this is a 6x9. So I think you measure from the spine. So this is where the six inches starts, and then 9 1/4. But let's see what the actual page size is. So just almost 6 by 9 inches. So this is a 6x9 book, and that is very close to an A5. So 6, it's a little bit taller than A5. All right, so then as soon as you get done with this resource, it goes straight into your project planning. You'll notice a couple of things. So the top has a spot for your project and the start date. And then you have your concept and motivations, goals and objectives, work scope and main task, outcome and deliverables, applications and beneficiaries, partners and collaborators, a budget, expenses, and your work breakdown. So this is a good way to give an overview of the project that you're working on. And you'll see that this is printed on cream paper, and the dots are a light gray. so they're not too overpowering or cumbersome, but the divider lines are printed in dark black, so it gives a clear delineation. The lines on each of these is a dotted line, so very subtle, so that your words actually take center stage here. And then we're faced with a dot grid spread. So I love that the dot grid is already divided for me. So you'll see here in the center, we have a tiny little line here and here, and then again at the top of each of the pages and the bottom of each page. And that way you can quickly draw lines. And I see here the center dot of each page is a little bit larger and darker than the rest of the dots. But the dots themselves are a light gray, so they're not too obtrusive from your when you're writing. And it's got a nice even border all the way around. And then we have another project. So let's see how many projects we can fit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can do 6 projects at the front, and then you come to a annual calendar overview. Now it's September 2025 as I'm making this, so I assume that once we hit the end of 25, she'll publish a new version that's got the 26 and 27 calendars. But it's nice to have this overview with a line underneath, write any primary projects or goals that are happening in each of those months. Okay, so again, this is a quarterly format. So the idea is that this is a project book for that'll last you a quarter, and you'll have a monthly overview for the 3 months that this planner works for. So a daily grid, and it actually, okay, so it's very, very subtle. Let me see if I have something to point with. So you'll see that there's a tiny line and then a longer line, and there's a space in between. So I would assume, so like if the first falls on Monday, I would put an M here and then write whatever I'm doing that day or any special goals or tasks that I'm trying to accomplish on each one of those days. And then there's a larger dot grid area at the end of this spread. And then we get into a week at a glance. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So you would be able to write the date and the day here at the top. So it is undated to make it easy. The month can go here. And then this is a grid for your full day. So the little icons show you that this is morning, this is noontime, this is evening. So what tasks and notes are you going to do for each of the different sections of the day? And then you have your daily schedule here. And then habits and progress tracker. So this is a grid at the bottom for morning, noon, and night, and you can do your habit tracking for the week. Now the thing that I really love about this is, so there are 13 weeks in a quarter, and each week is has a tab along the side. So when you look, you see the beautiful bleed of the week indicator along the edge. So it's easy to like, I need to go to this week, and it's right there. So, all right, so first you have your week at a glance, and then you have dailies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 daily pages, and then the last in this section is another dot grid. Plenty of space for planning and making notes and keeping track of your projects. So you can see each day you have a chance to write the date, circle the day, add your priority, your mindset, actions, and goals. So in the morning, you create this. So you've got your morning, noon, and night icons again. So in the morning, you set your priorities. During the day, you keep notes of the things that you do. And at night, you do your accomplishments and reflections at the end of the day. And then you start over again the next day. So you have 7 days to work on your project, and then you start again with another week. Okay, so then that's the cadence for the entire thing. So let's go all the way to the back and see what happens after the 13 weeks is finished. Okay, so there's the last day of the quarter. And now you have a quarterly reflection. So what milestones did you accomplish? What lessons did you learn? And then things that you want to take with you into the next quarter. I love that there's a QR code here so that I can go and order another copy of this notebook or this journal so I can continue on with the next quarter. And then there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 pages of blank dot grid at the end. And then on this back cover, it gives you a little bit of information about Anna Sophia and how she's a designer and a typographer living in Brooklyn, New York. And this is really fun. So you notice on the cover, there's this design. So you've got this shape, and then this shape. And then on the back, she actually explains how she did it. So it's all an ampersand, which my personal favorite letter in the alphabet, and how she made the circle, and then how the little dot in the middle of the ampersand becomes the little flower, and then this becomes the little larger flower. Oh look, you can get free bookmarks, so you can scan that as well. And then back to your end papers and the back cover. Great little planner. I love this project planning. So let's do a quick pen test to see how the paper holds out. I have a few pens here. So this is I think this is a 0.7 Rytec 0.7 gel pen. And then this is a 0.5 gel pen from Sharpie. And then I do have my Platinum Preppy fountain pen with just plain ink, like platinum ink in it. So let's see how that does. And then of course, as always, you got to try the Sharpie. You know the Sharpie is going to bleed through, but let's see how much it bleeds through. Okay, so let's see how we do. Okay, so very good. Obviously the Sharpie comes through, but not as much as a lot of other papers, so that's not bad. Obviously alcohol markers are not recommended for regular paper journals, so you don't want to do that. But the 0.7, the 0.5, and the fountain pen, no bleed through at all. Some ghosting, but not terrible. And I think that looks really good. So designed and done. Definitely a great little planner. Highly recommend this. Check it out on Amazon and support a small creator who is starting things out of her studio in New York. So, all right, that's all for now. I'll talk to you later. Bye.